Hello there. So in this video I'm going to explain how to make a cheap workshop. I'll show you the way that I'm doing it. I need to do some fiberglass work in the winter time, so I need an enclosed shop to work in. So this is the cheapest way I could come up with to do it. So what I'm doing is I got some free 1.25" well pipe off of Craigslist. So that's going to be the sides and the roof. I bought 15 sheets of 3 foot wide by 16 foot long, or 16 foot 4 inches long R panel metal roofing, and that will be my roof and my sides. And then I also bought I think it was 36 sheets of 2 foot wide by 8 foot and 10 foot long pieces of steel that can also be used for siding for the end walls. So my total cost so far, I've got $160 for the 15 sheets that I got used off of Craigslist. I've got $60 for the 38 sheets of shorter pieces of roofing material, which I won't use all of that for this project. And then I have 2 bags of screws, which were $7 a piece. There's 100 screws per package, and I didn't calculate how many I needed. I just knew I needed some to go through metal and some for wood, so I bought 100 of each, and I'll go from there. And then I have $30 for some 1x4s that will be used to go across the roof, and then for stringers to screw the metal to. And then I'm going to be putting 2x6s butted up against that 1x4 to make a T, to make it stronger for the snow load. And I bought 7 14 foot long 2x6s for $35. So that's what, 160 and 30 is 190, 225 plus 15, 230, 240. So I'm at $240 right now, and I have some scrap lumber and things that I'll use to fill in. I also bought some conduit that I'm going to use to make joints, where I'm going to take and weld little pieces of conduit on it to stab the my tubing that goes on the walls and on the roof into, to make it a little easier to line up instead of doing each one of them by hand, fish mouthing each one. So we're going to give it a go and see how it goes. I borrowed a friend's Harbor Freight 12-ton hydraulic pipe bender. So this is going to be used to bend the pipe up. And over here, so this is a pipe that I bent as a test, just to see how it goes. So it bend turned out pretty good. I used an 1.25" pipe die on here, which is just a little bit smaller than the outside diameter, because this is 1.25" pipe, so it's an 1.25" ID, which is 1.125, and it's 1.66 on the OD of the pipe. So it doesn't quite fit into the shoe, but whenever you bend it, it compresses and it elongates, and it doesn't collapse the wall. So I was pleased with that. So for my walls are going to be 9 foot high, and then on the slope it's going to be 8 foot 8 inches long. So I took and I marked those out. So to figure that, I'm going to have one piece of pipe that's laying on the ground with a stub sticking out of it, and then this pipe is going to go over that little stub and weld to it. And so my wall is 9 foot from the bottom of that rail that sits on the ground to the center of the bend where it goes over. So since I've got the 1.66 inch diameter pipe, half of that is 0.83. So 0.83 times 16, that gives you 13 sixteenths. So I made it 12 sixteenths just for, that's close enough for what we're doing. So that makes it my wall length, where the center of my bend is 107 1/4 inches, and then the additional 8 foot 8 inches, that puts it at 211 1/4. So that's my cutoff point there. So I marked the center of my bend, and I marked where I'm going to cut the pipe off. So this will make a shop that's 16 foot wide and 20 foot long, spaced 4 foot on center. These pipes are 21 foot long a piece, so I'm gonna have a little bit extra on the length on the two that are on the bottom on the rail, and then the one that's on the top. That's my center ridge. So for setting up my tubing bender, I took a sawhorse, and I just took a couple of straps and I strapped the tubing bender to the sawhorse, pipe bender. So it has to be with the jack up, or else it won't jack. And then out here I've got a pipe stand to support the pipe, and I'll have to move that as I'm bending, because as I bend it'll go around, and I'll have to move that around to accommodate it. And then here I've got the angle gauge that gives me the angle of the cut. So I'm going a 5/12 pitch, which is 22.6 degrees. So you've got 180 degrees is flat, so 22.6 degrees up. That puts it at 157.4 degrees. So approximate that roughly. So I bent this welding rod to approximate my bend, so that you can see the welding rod there held up against it, and this is what my carport workshop frame will look like with that bend in it here. So what I will do is, I learned this when I used to do mufflers a long time ago. You just line up these in the center of the tubing, and you just bend it until you're matched on your angle roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just get it close.